Ladies and gentlemen, we are now back with the showdown between the Skaven, who shall be helmed by BIZKIT Claw atop his mighty lawnmower, and the High Elves, who are going to be helmed by Turin. So yes, we're going to be using the LIMP BIZKIT build. I guess it goes by a couple names. So it's going to be the LIMP BIZKIT build or the hamster wheel build, but essentially it's just a mass Skaven rush build. So in the back we do have BIZKIT Claw, and he's going to be on his flayer, so he's going to be riding with his contingent of Doom players. So we're going to have the Dwarf Thing Menace, which is pretty good against Elves. You're often going to see White Lions and Silver Helms, and there are some troops that are fairly heavily armored, so having that armor sundering and just better stats is usually pretty good. So the Dwarf Thing Menace is going to be with another group of flayers as well. I think we have 3 in total, so including BIZKIT Claw. So yeah, BIZKIT Claw and 2 groups of the standard flayers. So BIZKIT, as far as his spells, he's going to be bringing Warp Lightning, which is always very good against High Elf archers. He does also have the Howling Warp Gale, but he's not really going to be my main caster. For the most part, he's just going to be an attack hero, just getting in there, just going balls deep with his flayer and having a good time. On top of that, we do also have a caster over here, which is going to be the Plague Priest on the Furnace. So I feel like if you are going to be going with the Skaven Rush build, where you're aggressive, you're trying to get in there and just grind them out, the Plague Furnace with the Mortis Engine effect is so good. Plus it also has summons, which is essential against Tiles, right? There's going to be archers and sisters, Lothran Seaguard in the back line. So having the summons is really, really important. And what LIMP BIZKIT build would be complete without the Wheels of Doom? So the Wheels of Doom, the RWAR of the Doom Wheels, what really shines about this thing is its missile attacks. It has much higher missile damage than the standard Doom Wheel, but just better stats to boot, causes terror, and is certainly a menace for sure. Now the Elves do have a couple of good high mass options, Tyrion, Silver Helms, and sometimes you'll see things like Phoenixes. But for the most part, these wheels can be very good against High Elves, and that's why you see players like Falcon, for example. They often go with Averlorn to get the Treekin. However, Pone does have some pretty good options. He's got Tyrion. He does have a mage here on horseback who could probably pin it down. He's got some Reaver archers and some standard Reavers as well, so he has plenty of units with mass. It's certainly going to be a fierce cockfight. So the Wheels of Doom going to be coming in with an assassin as well. The entire front line is literally just going to be Skaven slaves and 2 groups of clan rats. The real meat of the army is going to be the Doom Wheels, or I guess the Doom Wheel and the Doom players. So it's going to be that kind of stuff, and also a Hellpit Abomination. So I figured that my flayers and company would be able to get into the backline quick enough to really shut down the missile play, but we're going to see if this Hellpit can survive this many archers. So for Pone's build, he's got a bunch of white lines here in the front line, and you can see the build is very heavily built against like Jezzails and things like that, but the fact that he has a couple like high mass cav units is really going to be his saving grace. So 4 white lines in total. He does have Tyrion, who's just going to be just going in there, just straight up Chad, just trying to hunt this guy down. He does also have a mage with life, so Earthblood and Regrowth, and it looks like Lothran Seaguard and archers across the entire back line. And these Reaver archers are actually going to be super good against a Hellpit because there's nothing I can do about them at this point in the game. So guys, let's get the show on the road and run over some High Elves. So the rats are going to be charging in here. BIZKIT Claw going to be leading the charge. Skaven slaves are going to be following up to clean up, well, or just get their asses kicked. Same thing basically. But basically I'm just going to be reaving into the back line, just getting my lawnmowers, trying to do as much damage as I possibly can here. In the wise words of Fred Durst, we're just going to keep rolling. And you can see the Reavers do actually sweep back here. And thankfully I'm a little bit ahead of them, so they don't get their mass in front of the direction where I want to go. So I'm able to just roll away and get some really good value here against these archers in the back line. In the meantime, the Doom Wheel is going to be just rolling through the front line here, trying to get some damage on the white lines. As far as kills, it only has 2 kills so far, but a huge Brass Orb in the back coming in from BIZKIT Claw, able to do some really good work, and we all are also going to be dropping a summon of Plague Monks, which are going to be surging into the back line. So as expected, these Skaven slaves in the front line are just getting pounded by the white lines, and we did do some okay damage against them on the initial impact, but for the most part, they're still going to be a force to deal with, and a massive Sunfang goes down. Unfortunately, it does roast a couple of the white lines there, but Tyrion is also going to be the other big threat the High Elves have. So Tyrion is a little bit beat up. We were able to pop Assassin's Trophy, and the Hellpit was able to get a couple of really good attacks on Tyrion here, but Tyrion is just hunting, and if he's able to get his paws, well, his hands, I mean, BIZKIT Claw has the paws. If he's able to get his hands on BIZKIT Claw, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. So the Wheel of Doom is going to be coming back here, and at this point we turn around and attack Tyrion with our Wheel of Doom, and the Hellpit is trying to keep up, but I keep getting it caught on other things, so definitely my mistake there, not catching up. Now the Reavers are just ravaging my front line, so the Skaven slaves and the clan rats are pretty much all going to be dead. Now the bounce power is a little bit in my favor, but Tyrion is able to get a good catch here, and Professor Pone sweeps in with his Reavers as well, and is able to actually pin me in a bit of a box here. So thankfully I do have this Hellpit Abomination, but this is still a relatively scary situation where he's getting a lot of damage on some of my troops here. You can see BIZKIT Claw is down to about half health. Going to be dropping a Warp Lightning and trying to free myself up, but Tyrion is just such a beast. Now he's actually shaking, which I'm surprised about, but Hellpit Abomination is certainly quite scary. On the other parts of the battlefield, the archers are back online, so my summons and clan rats basically just going to be running. I am using this furnace to attack these guys, but the assassin is definitely needed over here. I need some tools because Tyrion versus the Hellpit Abomination isn't going to be great for, I mean, the Hellpit will do well, but Tyrion's stats are so good that I really do need the support of the assassin. But thankfully we are able to get free with the Skaven LIMP BIZKIT squad. So BIZKIT Claw and the Flayers are going to be charging over here, just trying to stay away from Tyrion. I'm kind of like, Tyrion's one of those characters that you kind of want to save for last. I mean, it's very tough to kill him, and if you invest too many resources in Tyrion early, what can happen is he can proc his heal. He goes up to like full health, and you're going to have invested a ton of your ammunition in him and, you know, resources at the cost of, you know, not doing other things, and then you're going to be in trouble. So at this point, you know, Tyrion has taken some damage. We're going to be jumping on him. He's a little bit isolated. We have the Assassins. We have the Wheel of Doom, which, you know, they're not bad in melee. And plus a little zapping laser is going to be doing some pretty good damage. So Tyrion actually has to turn and run there, which is quite nice. Now in the back, the Reavers are just cleaning up clan rats, chasing them into the ocean, drive them to the water. And over here, you can see the Skaven slaves are going to be coming back. I'm just trying to like bring back the slaves as much as I can to target things. But IKICLAW gets a little bit trapped up. Opponent's been doing a really good job with these Reavers this game, just kind of pinning him down every chance he gets. And some of the flares do get away, but IKICLAW is a little bit surrounded. And if Tyrion is able to come back here, it's going to be quite scary. Now, Tyrion actually breaks right here. So the Assassin's Trophy going down makes him a bit of a manageable target. But look at that. He goes from like being almost dead to like healing up to almost full, not full health, but like 50-60%, which is huge. So I'm going to be trying to chase him off the battlefield with the Wheel of Doom, but Tyrion is much faster. So he's probably going to be able to create some separation there, maybe come back. It's hard to say. And at this point, I mean, I probably should have allocated more resources to chase him off. I probably should have gotten the Hell Pit and some other dudes, because if he does come back, he could actually kill this Doom Wheel if he rallies right here. So I need a bit of a mistake there. I should have done that. Over here, you can see the Dwarf Thing Menace and, you know, LIMP BIZKIT squad still doing a great job. The Plague Priest is going to be rolling around applying his Mortis Engine, and it looks like there's going to be an Earthblood from this caster who's hiding in the shadows, trying to stay away from my Goon Squad here. Nonetheless, we are able to break those guys up, and basically we're just going to be rolling in the deep right now, in the words of Adele. And yeah, you can see here, we're just going to be charging through here. So here comes the slow-mo. This is what you guys signed up for. This is how it's going to go. So the flayers are going to be coming in. IKICLAW going to be shouting triumphant cheers there as he narrowly survived the Wrath of Tyrion. But guys, Tyrion is back, and with the bounce of power, actually, with that, the bounce power actually comes back in opponent's favor a little bit. Probably going to be equalizing here in the middle, as Tyrion is going to be chasing down this Doom Wheel, and he is pissed. Foe Seekers popped 118 speed. That Doom Wheel is not going to be able to get away easily. Now the Hell Pit Abomination is going to be taking some archer fire from the Lothran Sea Guard. The Assassin a little bit trapped up by the White Lines, which isn't the best situation, and you can see here there's still a healthy group of White Lines here. And if Tyrion is able to kill IKICLAW, I mean, my Plague Priest is taking a beating as well this entire game, and he has some archer fire, so the Plague Priest probably not going to survive much longer, so I'm not really going to have too many more summons. And Tyrion is just whooping on this wheel. I mean, the wheel has just gone from like 50% down to like 15-20%, and he might be able to kill it here. Tyrion is just so beastly. 77 melee attack, and you can see that here the Wheel of Doom is going to get broken. Looks like it might actually die. Is Tyrion going to get it? Looks like he might turn around and fight the Hell Pit Abomination. And Tyrion just turns around and bullies that Wheel of Doom, just single-handedly kills it. An absolute beast. So thankfully I do have the Assassin, so the Trophy Heads is going to be getting popped here to butter him up a little bit. I mean, other than that, I mean, he would not be manageable at all. I mean, he still has 87 melee defense and 31 melee attack, which is about the same as the melee defense of the Hell Pit. So he's going to be making good contact. You'll see the Assassin jumps in as well, and the White Lines are going to be sweeping in here. The Rifle High Talisman has been popped to try and lower the stats of these guys. And my Doom Wheel Goon Squad over here is just going to be rolling through this group. I was like, okay, hopefully the Hell Pit and company can deal with Tyrion over there and take him out, but he's not going quietly. Regrowth and in his Fate and Riposte here is just kind of keeping him alive, and I'm just trying to finish these guys off. It's just a fierce battle. You can see here that IKICLAW going to be rolling through these archers, and it looks like we have been able to kind of break up this pocket here. Granted, the Mage of Life isn't a terrible duelist. She does have 38 and 40 for her respective combat stats, so certainly not the worst in terms of like casters. And over here, it's gone a little bit rough for my Assassin in the Hell Pit. You can see the archers in the distance are just kind of wearing down the Hell Pit Abomination. Tyrion is just not taking damage. He's really tanking this. Thankfully, he's at his healing cap, but the Brass Orb is going to be getting dropped here as well, and I know I need to Alpha Strike Tyrion. So at this point, we're going to be going in. IKICLAW is going to be staying to fight the Mage of Life because I figured that would be a good engagement, and the Doom players are going to be charging in here to try and polish things off. And the Brass Orb also getting popped, so let's go ahead and take a look at Tyrion's health here as we do try and get a cinematic, but you know, we got to focus on the important stuff. So Tyrion's actually really low now, so we might be able to break him. Bounce of Power is still pretty much dead even. Over here, IKICLAW is actually taking a lot of damage from this caster. He is able to get a Warp Lightning to zap these White Lines, but of course High Elves typically have very good leadership across the board, so they're going to be able to grind him out a little bit, which is quite scary. But Tyrion is actually broken off. I believe we killed him. I think the Hell Pit Abomination actually killed Tyrion with the help of the Assassin, but not at a great cost, right? I mean, you can see the Hell Pit Abomination is very low. The Assassin's almost dead. My Plague Furnace is dead. So the caster is pretty much the only thing left for the High Elves, and I mean, they have a couple, you know, troops across the battlefield that are coming back, like archers and White Lines, but at this point, oh, Tyrion is actually still alive. God damn it, Tyrion. He's coming back with 20 leadership. He's going to be charging in, and he's going to be going for IKICLAW. And I just go in, I'm like, okay, we're going all in. We're going to try and finish him off before he can finish off IKICLAW, but Tyrion, he might be able to get him. It's close, 166, and it looks like he's going to break. The Hell Pit Abomination just Donkey Kongs him right there, and he's going to be going down to the can. So now we have the caster over here. We're going to be charging over after the caster, trying to get some value there. You can see some White Lines coming in as well, and it's just been a fierce game, just really, really close here. The Mage with Life is going to be charging, but I think it's too much. The Hell Pit Abomination with the healing, I don't think he's going to have the damage, even though the archers are shooting. The flayers, I think I was going to go after those guys, but at this point I decided to just try and Alpha Strike the caster here. So I believe IKICLAW does die here. I can't quite remember how low he is. Let's go ahead and take a look here, but it looks like IKIT might actually live. Yeah, 475, so the boy's gonna live. I mean, he had a lot of close calls this game, and it was very close. I mean, everything I have is just in shambles, with the exception of the Doom players, which are about half health, give or take. But, Pone had a build that was very well designed, I think, against Jezzails and Rattling Gunners. I mean, with the Archers and, Lothran Sea Guard with their silver shields. And, he had some answers against, like, the high mass of my army here, but for the most part, I think my list was pretty well designed. I mean, it had an advantage over his, but regardless, he put up a really good fight. He almost won the game. I mean, Tyrion just beast moded it, and, he didn't have a lot of high mass to deal with my, Doom Wheel play, but that's kind of the scary thing about playing High Elves against Skaven now, is like you have to respect both the Rattling Gunners and Jezzails as well as like the Doom player play. So it's a little bit tricky for sure. Now, what I might do, I mean, it's a really good build. It's like good. I mean, maybe just cut one or two White Lions. I don't know if you need them. Yeah, that's probably the thing to do is just cut the White Lions out and just get Spearmen. Because for the cost, you get like, 4 or 5 Spearmen, and from there you could get like 1 or 2 high mass units, like a Noble. Like getting a Noble on a horse would be really good against like Flayers or things like that. It's hard to say though, because they get sniped out. But again, with Reavers and Archers, you should be okay if you're very conservative. So there's some give and take there for sure. So it was a really well played game by Pone. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Skaven Limp Bizkit build facing off against the High Elves, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.